Independence Day is next week and fireworks will be seen across the country. But in Illinois, these showcases come with restrictions.
So some are driving to Indiana or Missouri to buy them illegally. Sam Matheny explains how you can lawfully buy fireworks and stay safe.
The 4th of July celebration can be fun but dangerous. In Illinois, possessing fireworks without a permit has been illegal for 82 years. Local governments can make ordinances themselves, like Peoria.
Even though you get a permit, you just can't set the fireworks off on your own.
Fire Chief Sean Sahlberger says only those with a state-registered permit can buy them.
You have to secure an operator that's registered with the state, and that information has to be provided to us.
The chief says the fire department must be on hand for fireworks showcases, but that has not stopped some from buying fireworks illegally.
You're dealing with interstate commerce. Going to Indiana, Missouri, buying your fireworks, and then crossing state lines. Once you cross state lines, then federal law comes into play.
Chief Sahlberger adds they've responded to around 100 calls for fireworks in each of the past 2 years, and around late May each year, reported incidents increase in every part of Peoria, leaving some adults and children with injuries.
Everybody loves fireworks. You know, the loud bangs, just the whole scenery of it all, the display itself. So all we would recommend that if people have that urge, you know, just do it the right way.
If you live in Peoria and want to get rid of fireworks, you can drop them off at the Peoria Fire Department's Central House with no questions asked. Reporting in Peoria, Sam Matheny, 25 News.